Hi everybody. So this is the last Stuff of Nonsense YouTube from me. We're on lesson 32. I thought what I'd do today is do a summary of the themes from Alice and then just sort of a little wrap up for the course. Okay, so themes. Okay, let's just, and something about themes is I want you to notice that they're all interrelated. Okay, identity, key theme. When the caterpillar asks Alice, who in the world are you? And that's the question, of course, that we're always asking ourselves at all stages of life. Okay, so the theme of identity. The theme of change, which ties in to identity because we're always changing, which we've talked about also, right? Like, okay, I took a shower, so my hair's not huge, but it will be in half an hour or so, right? So that would be physical change, but we also change mentally, we change emotionally. Okay, so we have identity, we have change, we have time, right? Think about the Tea Party where time has stopped. Think about Lewis Carroll's obsession with time and how in our own ways we're obsessed with time. Like I'm noticing it's 1 minute, 6 seconds, right? So I'm checking that 1 minute and 10 seconds now since I started the video, right? So time, huge, very important in the book. Justice is the theme in the book, and it's going to become very clear in that chapter of the trial at the end. And kids are very aware of justice, maybe more so than adults are. Oh, speaking of kids, the world of childhood, so important in the book, right? He understands what kids are interested in and what matters to them, that whole world of childhood. What have I left out? Food. Again, links to growth, transformation. Oh, and how could I leave out death? It's a bit of a downer, but key theme in the book, of course, is death, which is the end of time and when identity as we know it ends. And a final theme that I want to talk about is communication. So, and it's one that we haven't really talked about that much, but someone's question in the forum reminded me of it this morning. So don't forget that Lewis Carroll had a speech impediment and that didn't stop him from being a professor at Oxford, right? And he had, I believe, a heightened interest in language because of the speech impediment. Because if you have one, you're really thinking about, oh, what am I going to say? What are the words? Like, something that I haven't told you is we know that the words that he had the most trouble with were the words that started with the letters P and F. And now when you reread the book, which I hope you will, when the Cheshire Cat says, did you say pig or fig, right? P, F. So he had to be, again, obsessed with language. And what's I find so interesting is that handicap that he had, the speech impediment, maybe it helped him be a better writer because he was so interested in communication and in the problems of communication, and even all the puns throughout the book, right? It shows that he understood that language was complex, almost like language is something that's alive. And if you're a writer, I think he really understood that, and he conveys that in the book. So the last thing I wanted to say to you is talk to you a little bit about Wonderland and what it means. And I've said this before, and I wanted to remind you that no matter what's going on in your lives, in our lives now with the pandemic, and your personal lives, and your academic lives, we all have access to Wonderland. And what does that mean? It means we can read, right? You can escape in a story or a movie. Think about healthy escape, by the way, right? In art, by reading it, and also by creating it. And again, shouldn't just say reading because it could also be painting, making movies, making music. These activities really make us human, and the world of imagination is Wonderland, right? That's what we have access to. And by being around kids, so if you're with little kids, it brings you back to the land of wonder. And memory is another way that we all have access again to childhood, right? To the world that we remember. And maybe a fitting end for the course, because now we're at 4 minutes, 30 seconds. And I was always supposed to keep these to 5 minutes for your attention span, but here goes, is that I want to say thanks to you, because for me, being with my students, and I got to sort of be with you in person for half the semester and then virtually in a strange way for the other half, but you're my access to the world of wonder also. So take care of yourselves. Good luck with your final assignment. For me, with all your final stuff, keep it together. You can do it. Stay healthy. Look after yourselves. And again, thanks for all you're doing for the world by looking after yourselves and by distancing and, you know, all the things that you're doing and the sacrifices that you're making. And I miss you. I've been telling you that all along, a little bit extra today. Okay.